So I thought I'd continue reading from Billy Bello, Wizard of Bensonhurst, the second reading of this so-called young adult novel, which I wrote in 1979 when I first moved into my studio in Greenwich Village. It was an odd choice. It's very difficult for me to imagine, frankly, writing this because this is written before The Mediterranean Runs Through Brooklyn, Valentino and the Great Italian, and all those books. So Billy Bello now is in the holding pen in a downtown jail, waiting to appear before the judge for attempted robbery charge, which he was caught in the process of in retaliation of vendetta against a doctor who was abusing his dog, kicking his dog, shoving him aside with his foot. So he's meeting all his fellow inmates. "Miles, hey Miles," I called out and began making my way through the lolling bodies to the right halfback of our football team, Miles Larson, the fastest human in Bensonhurst. "Miles," the guy said, who I thought was Miles. "Don't you know who I am? Doesn't anybody around here know who I am? I'm Tim Sharp, the governor's son." "And I'm Abraham Lincoln," Rivers shouted. Rivers was the poet. "And I'm Houdini," a guy with a mustache said, who was around my age, and as it turned out, comes from 20th Avenue, also in Bensonhurst. Then to show us he really was an escape artist, he held up his cuffs, jiggled them, and lo and behold, one hand came loose, and then he started pulling cards out of this thin air and out of everybody's noses and ears. "That was wonderful," I said to him. "Are you really a magician?" "Ain't shit brown," he said. "I love magic," I said. "Are you a magician the way Houdini was a magician?" "Not exactly," he answered. Then he said something I'm still trying to figure out. "I don't believe in letting people rot," he said. And after I got to know him better, I began to feel that communicating with people was involved with his sense of magic. Although he was only a few years old, Jules looked a lot older. His eyes looked sad, and he had long, straight, black, wild hair. One eye was swollen and black and blue, which he got the night before after noticing a guy sitting alone in Horde on Hardocks looking miserable turned out to be a drug dealer. So in this case, his magic didn't work too good, but in some ways maybe it did because as a result of his beating, he decided not to use drugs or drink alcohol anymore, and maybe the guy sitting alone in Horde and Hardocks will decide the same thing. I benefited myself because I began to feel there was hope for everybody. Gee, I thought, maybe the guy who sang at the Apollo would sing there again, and by some miracle the bum on Delancey Street will make it to court, and the soldier will save money to buy himself lunch, and the other soldier will find a good-paying job so he won't have to steal, and maybe for a split second I can glimpse the future to see what's in store for me. Houdini's name was Jules. He took the time to explain certain things to me. As I listened and watched him, I grew more and more positive that his magic was connected in some ways to his decency. He explained various crimes and their punishment and advised me to cop out to the rehab program the state had for people who commit crimes under the influence of drugs like me. "How did you start using drugs?" I asked him, a guy with as much talent as you. I couldn't face an audience. If I shut up before my act, I could face it. I was part of a troupe and we were playing at the Palace. One of our tricks involved a real elephant. I shut up before going on, and when I saw the elephant, he scared me, and so I jumped into the audience. That was the last time I performed. "Why didn't you stop using when you stopped performing?" "It's hard," he said, looking sad, and then his name was called. "One short thing before you go, about me. I've never told anyone, not even my ma. I'm not sure, but I may be some sort of wizard. I can see through things." "Using mirrors?" Jules offered. "No, just my eyes. I see through things to the other side. X-ray vision, I guess, like Superman. And I can fly, not in the common sense, like fly like a bird. I don't have wings, but I know about places that birds fly to and over, where they perch and feed. They speak to me about Rome's Colosseum, the Blue Mosque in Istanbul, Las Ramblas in Barcelona, Spain. I can call up a magic carpet at any time and stand on it and direct it to fly anywhere I want all over the world. I have a friend in India, Cebu, and I fly there from Bensonhurst, and we ride elephants together. I'm going to end this short reading today. Everyone have a very nice day, and I will see you next time.